here. Welcome to this video. And I'm so happy to be doing this video because this is one of the most important videos, mini courses, or presentations, whatever you want to call it, I'm doing, because in this video, I'm literally charting out how I made my first $10,000 mark and even $10,000 month with my personal brand on Facebook with free traffic from zero. And I want to tell you, I had no experience. I did not come from a business family or a business background. I was just like you, trying to, you know, have her own thing, trying to build her own business, trying to get that freedom, take control of the time. And honestly, didn't have a lot of opportunities around me to make the kind of money I wanted to. So this is literally the blueprint of what I followed and what worked for me. So it's like a really big deal. It's like filled with secrets, if you want to call it that. So make sure you still stick till the end. I call this process Mehrusha's relationship model. You'll come to know why, once you are deep into this presentation. Now, this is like one of the best things I can give to anyone who wants to start an online business. And I want to tell you how I did, how I reached my first 10K mark and even 10K month mark on Facebook without really getting into complicated systems. Because I know a lot of us, when we started out, even when I started out, we are told, hey, you need to record courses, or you need to run ads, or maybe you have run ads already, or you're trying to make funnels, or trying to build your presence on multiple platforms, or building email lists. All these things, I'm not saying that they don't work, but we are told that we need to do this when we are just starting out, as a result of which things get too complicated and we are not able to focus, right? We are not really able to focus on what really moves the needle in the beginning and what gives you the results, right? And I come across a lot of people, and when they do not have the clarity of the system, what they end up doing is they end up chasing the wrong leads. They end up selling their services for cheap, or they're just sick of doing non-money generating activities because they have no idea what's missing in their system, right? So this mini course is going to give you clarity on what really works when it comes to hitting your first 10K in total mark, or hitting your first 10K month. So basically, there's a process to hit a first 10K mark, and then you kind of replicate the same process in a short period of time to get to your first 10K per month. Now, I'm sure you will love this mini course, this presentation. So make sure you watch it till the end. Otherwise, there's no point. If you just want to skim through it, thinking that there is some magic strategy Mehrush is quickly gonna share, then just stop this video right now, because it's not for you. But if you're really keen to know what works and what does not work, then this is the best presentation for you. And I'm sure that anyone watching it will take away a lot from this presentation, will really take away a lot from this presentation. And if you like me, if you like my style, if you like the knowledge that I'm sharing in this video, and you're like, hey, I want to work closely with Merush, then I do talk about how I help people, where I help, like, kind of handhold them, um, so that they sign up their first 3 to 4 clients to hit their first 10K. Then make sure by the end of this video you check that out. If it resonates with you, if you feel like that's aligned to where you are and you want to go there quickly, well and good, then just DM me wait list on this FB link. And if you don't want to, if you just want to implement things from this presentation and you want more updates from me, then you can just join my free community here. Okay, now, having said that, important things first. Why it's critical that you watch this video till the end, I think I just brushed upon that if you're just looking for a magic strategy, then this video is not for you. I really go in depth into what has worked for me and what has not worked for me all these years, and what exactly has given me my first 10K mark and even my first 10K month. So that is why the entire information that I'm sharing here is extremely crucial. I will be sharing my step by step model to take anyone from that I use with my clients, or that anyone can use to take their business from zero to their first 10K. Okay. And towards the end, I give you an opportunity to see how you can work with me inside my membership. Okay. So yeah, this is just a little bit of giving you a perspective of what to expect in this presentation, how it's gonna go. And yeah, just get a cup of tea and and sit down with it. Right now, I want to give you a brief of like what issues we'll be tackling here in this presentation, kind of setting expectations and then actually going into the real model. Okay, so kind of setting the tone for this presentation mainly. So a couple of issues that we'll be tackling here is how do we eliminate most of the technical things, because let's face it, all of us, even me, when I was starting out, all over the place, we are all over the place, and we feel like the more we do, the more results we are going to get, right? So what happens is that you do not get anything done. Let's say, there can be a lot of scenarios. If you're a mom, you have 3 kids, you are a corporate woman, you are a business dad, and you have a family. I'm saying, even if you're a single person like me, even if you have all the time in the world, you cannot do each and everything that's on the internet, because it's quite impossible. So, what are we doing here? Like, what is it that I want to start with, that I really want to focus on? And I know for sure will help you reach your first 10K in total mark is eliminating most of the technical things, right? So, when I started out, I used to hear everyone, YouTube is the best place, Instagram is the best place, LinkedIn is the best place, right? So, as a result of which, I was like, okay, I need to be everywhere, right? Until I came across Russell Brunson one day. He said, I didn't even move, like, I was not on any other platform until I made $1 million from Facebook. And that was really life changing for me. So, when you are starting out and you have no cash flow at all, right? You have absolutely no cash flow, then in that case you must go for one platform. And how does it help? I'll tell you how it helped me. When I chose one platform, it helped me focus on one platform, know the ins and outs of that platform, and actually focus on skills of marketing and sales. At the end of the day, the same skills of marketing and sales are used on no matter which platform. But when you choose one platform, it helps you focus on that one platform, and it helps you start monetizing that platform. It gives you that cash flow. I've had clients who just started with Facebook and quit their jobs, right? They quit their jobs, they were working in corporate, they quit their jobs, like they bought apartments, moved to their dream locations and whatnot. So having one platform, like, it's not a bad idea, right? It is a very good place to get started with. It's a very good place to get to that first goal, right? Whenever we build business, we always have to hit smaller goals and milestones in order to go to that bigger goal. So, no multiple platforms, only one platform. For me, that platform was Facebook. I started from Facebook because I feel that Facebook is one of the best platforms to get started with, right? It's one of the best platforms. Um, uh, you know, it has a lot of features that I'll talk about in depth later on once I'm explaining my relationship model. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're choosing Twitter, if you're choosing um, Instagram or Facebook. The goal is to choose one platform, okay? And although what I'll be teaching in this video can be applicable, my relationship model can be applicable to all the platforms, but I've personally built my business on Facebook, but I have implemented my relationship model with a couple of clients on Instagram and even on Twitter. Okay, now the second thing that I would 100% eliminate is building and recording courses, right? This is one of the mistakes I see a lot of people doing, where they are building and recording courses in the beginning, and it just takes so much time and effort and energy, right? Someone like, I also came across a lot of courses when I was starting out, and if someone would have told me that I had to build and record courses, like, I didn't even have the confidence to, like I didn't have the confidence to do videos at all, right? And it's not only about confidence. When you are building and recording courses and you have no experience about the market, what you end up doing is you end up building courses from your head, right? For example, I have a lot of knowledge. Let's assume I have a lot of knowledge about fitness, and I know how to lose weight, I know how to build muscle, I know how to keep my energy up. Okay, and then I'm just assuming that market needs, that I'm gonna make a course on how to build muscle. But maybe market doesn't care about building a muscle. Market cares more about losing fat or losing weight, right? So you have already recorded your course in a particular way, and you have no market knowledge. You don't know how people will respond to the course. So first, you have no idea about market data. Second, you do not have a real audience. Third, it takes you so much time and effort and money and logistics and camera and all those apparatuses to build and record courses, only to find that at the end of it, you have not really made it according to market needs, right? That's a bummer, right? So I would not recommend it in the beginning. I'm going to go in depth into what I recommend one to one high ticket selling in the beginning. So that's what I recommend. I'm going to discuss it in next point. But doing any complicated things that takes a lot of time in the beginning, I do not recommend it. I do not recommend running ads because I feel it's again complicated. I also ran ads when I was starting out. You burn a lot of money, you run an ad, and you feel like that's what I did. Ran an ad. I used to feel like I'll get clients, but I didn't have the basic principles of marketing and sales. I didn't know what actually converted someone who's watching my ad into a buying customer. So it's very important to really understand, right? It's very important to really understand that running ads is just traffic. What you need to really learn is basic building blocks of marketing and sales, right? That helps you convert clients. So that's why I go for organic, because it doesn't matter paid ads or organic traffic, it's just people at the end of the day. And if you don't know the basics of marketing and selling, you won't make any money even when you're running ads. So why not eliminate this complicated thing in the beginning? Again, building email lists. Honestly, I'm a fan of building email lists right now, but right now I'm way deep into my journey. I started building my email lists this year, literally third year into my business. Okay, and if you tell me, if I were to start today building my business from scratch, would I start building an email list? Definitely not, right? Definitely not. I'm not saying all these things are not important. Buying fancy gadgets, it's not important. Building email lists, it's not important. It absolutely is important, but you have to know when actually would you need this in your business. That's that's what you have to know, and you absolutely do not need it in the beginning. All right, so I would really eliminate all these complicated things. Now the question is, okay, if you're eliminating all these things, what is it that you should focus on? Okay, and I call it the relationship model, my relationship model. And according to me, my experience, the work that I've done with my clients, is that in the beginning, one should definitely go for one to one services and charge high ticket. Okay, one should not build courses, one should not run ads, one should not be on multiple platforms. One should be on one platform, one should aim for one on one services, one should charge high ticket for that. That is what I believe in. No, and one should do it through organic traffic, no email lists, no adds nothing. Okay, so now I'm going to explain more into why I really ship one-to-one clients in the beginning and charging high ticket. Because when you do this, when you go this way, okay, you actually, when you do this way, you choose one platform. Okay, you've chosen one platform, it's Facebook or Instagram or anything else, and you actually start sharing your journey, sharing the value about your niche. You start writing about your topic, you are present every day, you start focusing on that platform, and you start getting noticed. What happens is that once you start posting content like that, people, like, and you start inviting people, or you start getting noticed around your content, people actually start following you. Whenever you share something valuable, people actually start following you. People actually get help from that content, which makes them follow you. And when they follow that content, they'll be like, hey, this happened to me a lot of times. Hey Merush, I loved that post. You had mentioned ABCD, it helped me a lot. Could you please talk about, let's say, something else also? And I would be like, sure, and I would write that down, right, and actually create a post or a training around it and post it and send it to that person, right? So when you choose one platform, you really focus on giving value, and you start collecting those people on one platform. What happens is that you start getting market data about your niche. You start to get the pain points of your ideal avatar, because they start reading your post, they start getting help by your post, and they actually give you real time feedback where they are like, hey, this really helped me a lot, this is good, can you also do something that they are recommending? Or Merush, I feel like you were posting really good content, but now someone told me once, now I feel like you are posting crappy content, which I did not take offense for. Why? Because it was market data for me, right? So what happens is that most of the times, let's say you are a fitness coach, and you never, let's say you're a fitness coach, and you start posting on one platform, and you're talking about losing fat, losing weight, stuff like that. You're posting tips, or how to keep your energy up, or how to build your muscle, and suddenly you realize that people don't care about building muscle, how to keep your energy up. People just care about building, losing more fat, which will give you market data that people care about building more fat. And then you will start creating content more and more about that topic, right? So that people resonate and they start giving you more feedback. And when people interact with that, when people interact with your posts or send you messages and say, hey, your content really helped me a lot, that's exactly when I kind of tell them, hey, if they would be interested in talking one to one, if my content helped them, let's see what they are doing at the moment, and if I can share some tips with them. So when people interact with my content or they send me messages, I actually take that opportunity to talk to them one to one, and I kind of understand what about my content inspired them, what did they like, what did they not like, right? And then, for example, I'll give you an example of like how this works. Let's say, I had this girl uh, who learned in a course that she needed to post content every day in order to get clients. So she was posting content every day for 5 6 months, but she was still not getting clients. So when she came to me, it's not that she was not posting content, it's not like she was not doing reps, but she didn't know that she was making minor mistakes in her content where nobody could give her feedback. Right now, when I was talking to her, I was actually able to identify mistakes in her content. Right, I was actually able to see what all is she doing wrong. Earlier she had taken courses and stuff like that, but when I actually talked to her and I was like, how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want to change your current situation, because you have been posting. She she was like, I really absolutely want someone to help me. And that's exactly when I made a document for her, where I invited her to like deep dive with me, where I would be making corrections in her content so that she gets inquiries for her services. Okay, so this only happened when I spoke to that person one to one, after she was getting really helped by my content, interacting with me, appreciating me, doing all of that, right? So once she did that, I sat down with her, I talked to her, I actually asked her questions about what did not work, right? Another example I can give you is that, let's say you're trying to lose weight, you have tried a lot of things, nothing has worked for you. Now if I were a health coach and you are on the other side with all these issues, I would actually, and let's say you send me a message, hey Merush, your content on health is so good, I felt so inspired, I am committed to lose my weight. I would be like, hey, fantastic, I'm so glad that my content helped you. In fact, let's get on a call sometime and see what you're working on at the moment so that I can give you a couple of tips, right? And that is how I would get on a call with the person and actually talk to them and try and understand their journey to see what has worked for them and what has not worked for them so far. So let's say there is a client who will be like, hey, I've taken this PDF, this course, I learned about nutrition, but chances are they learned about nutrition and everything, but they don't really know what did not work for them particularly. And that is where you as an health coach can come in, right? And you can say, hey, I know you have taken a course, you have taken this, but would you be interested if I guarantee that you would lose weight with me? And they'll be like, how? And that's exactly when I would make a document and I would tell them what are the things I would do with them to ensure that they get the result in the end. So I would put everything in there on that document that anyone in the market is not doing, right? So that is how I would win their trust. I would be like, I'm willing to do everything with you that someone else in the market is not doing. Okay, so that is like, that's the beauty of deep diving one on one. And when you deep dive with someone one on one, you get to charge more, right? It's as simple as that. When I go to gym in the morning, there are people who pay regular gym fee and they get helped by the trainer, like he's kind of helping everyone in the gym, and they do their workouts. But I go for personal training, I go for one to one training. And in one to one training, he's just working with me, understanding my needs, my health, giving me tips on what I can do better every single time I go to the gym. So whenever anyone is offering in-depth help, that's exactly when you can charge high ticket. Does that make sense? So yeah, so when you charge high ticket, like usually whenever anyone starts working with me, or even when I started out, I started charging $1,000 straight away. As soon as I switched into high ticket, I uh, and my clients, if they're working with me, minimum 1,000 to 2,500 or even 3,000 is something we aim together for, because that way you just need like 3 to 5 clients to get to your first 10K in total mark, right? So you attract high ticket clients by solving the specific problems of the client. And in the third point, I've written, why should you attract 4 to 5 high paying clients in the beginning to set the foundations of your business? Okay, and because that way you get to build a thriving audience, and when you build that thriving audience, you actually get to talk to them, you actually get market data from them. Okay, you actually get to see what they are looking for and what they are not looking for. And then you actually get to invite people where you will be like, hey, I know you have really struggled to reach this goal, and this is my plan for you. I'm gonna do things no one has ever done for you before. And if we come together as a team for this, there's no way we are not going to achieve these goals. So that's the kind of crux of one on one, building a relationship and building a very solid audience. And this is exactly where the money lies. Okay, whenever someone comes to me to start building a business to their first 10K or 10K mark, I'm like, you need to first focus on the building blocks of business, you need to focus on the skills, you need to focus on the foundations. Because when you get the foundations right, you automatically reach your 10K mark, you automatically do your first 10K a month. When you know how to market and how to sell, you automatically reach there. But if you just start cribbing about numbers, 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 and you don't focus on your skills, then it's just very hard to do that. Okay, so you need to really build your base, okay, and not chase numbers. It's good to have, like, and goals happen step by step. The first step is first 10K, the second step is first 10K month, the third step is 100K. So you cannot reach 100K without doing your first 10K in total mark. Does that make sense? So this is literally how I do things in my world. Anyone I'm coaching or anyone who is working with me, I'm really process oriented. I'm like, you really need to focus on your process, because when the process is crystal clear, you will get crystal clear results, and you will reach the results faster. Okay, and I've realized, like, no matter who I've followed, admired, liked in the online business world, what I'm going to share with you in this presentation, about building relationships, signing high ticket clients, really solving the problems deeply. Everyone has done that in order to get their first clients. Even talk about Alex Hormozy. I was going through his presentations on 100 million leads, and this is the simple process he talks about in order, like, how to land your first five clients, right? He just talks about the simple process. So even Alex Hormozy, who has done like 300 million by now, um, focused on these simple steps of building their business. Or anyone who has coached me before, like anyone who has coached me, this is how they actually landed their clients, first 4 to 5 clients, and hit their 5 figure mark. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share with you. Kind of give you a gist of what to expect in this presentation and how it's going to be, and what are, I mean, no one that I had known around me had uh, done what I wanted to do. But uh, I just had this faith and belief. And I remember talking to my dad. He was like, if you're so confident about what you want to do, just do it. But remember, I won't be able to help you financially because you have two younger siblings, and I still have to fund their education. And I was really happy that he believed in me, but it was very scary in the beginning too, because I was like, oh my god, I'm on my own in this journey, and I just have to make it happen. But I just trusted my intuition. I had no money, nothing, and I knew I just had to make it on my own. So at that time, travel blogs were in a lot. And I was so confident. I was like, I'm gonna make my career through a travel blog. That's how I'm gonna start my business. I was so confident that by the end of year I will have a successful travel blogging career. But guess what, nothing worked. It was a big failure. So that was one of my first failures in online business world, starting a travel blog. And simply because I just didn't know the know-hows of that business, right? You need to know-hows of some business. I thought I could do it on my own, but that's not how something works. But at that time I was like, oh, travel blogs are not in now, and it's not going to work for me. And then in 2018, when travel blog did not work, I started watching a lot of YouTube University and relied too much on the free information that I got from there. And same year I partnered with my best friend to open an e-commerce store. Okay, and we opened an e-commerce store because the place where I come from, Kashmir, it has a lot of art and artistic things, in terms of the clothes that you can wear or the jewelry you can make. Like, it's very unique, and we thought we could do something with it. We can, like, bring it out to the world. That is what was in our mind. And for some reason I thought whatever I was learning on YouTube would actually help me become a successful entrepreneur and build an e-commerce brand. But and of course there was a lot of motivation and energy in the beginning. I spent a lot of time on making, in fact, me with my friend, we spent a lot of time on designing the physical products from scratch, like packaging, like branding, like hiring models, like taking lifestyle pictures, or even making an Instagram account. Like, that was a lot of work that we did in one year. Like, we would run from one end of the rope to other, doing every possible thing that we needed to do for the brand. The only problem was that after we did all of that, no one was buying our products. And can you imagine what a hard blow it must have been at that time? I mean, I knew establishing a business would be hard, but I didn't know it would be so painful. And there was like loss of time, second year gone, loss of money, loss of resources. And I just felt like something about YouTube was not working right, because whatever I was learning there about building a brand, it was just not working. And by this time I was already freaking out a lot, and it's already 2019, 2 years into it. We had worked so hard on building this brand, this e-commerce store. And that, in 2019 we were like, we have worked so hard, and we kind of realized that the reason our products were not selling was simply because we did not know how to market and sell. And that's the first time we actually identified the gap. And since YouTube was not taking me anywhere, I had come across this guy who was quite active on Instagram and talking about how to sell e-commerce products. And I felt that I need to invest in my education so that we could successfully market our brand and make it work. And mind you, like at that time I had like no money to do that. All the savings that I had, everything, we had already used it on making the products, and uh, you know making the products, packaging, customer service, hiring models, Instagram. And I was in such a tough position. And I remember feeling so sick in my stomach because I was like, I've worked so hard and I really need to make it work. And I remember going to my mom and begging my mom to loan me $1,500. And I knew it was a huge amount for her to lend me because, see, I don't come from a first world country. This amount is a huge amount. And I remember talking to her, and she was so mad at me because she felt like I was not taking my career seriously because I had gone to a very good college. And she felt like I had wasted all my years and I had wasted, like, someone else could have taken this opportunity in the college that I gotten into. And I was just like not using that degree in the right way. But I just asked her to believe in me because I was like, I really believe in what I'm trying to do. And I guess she did believe in me because she did loan me the money. So I made my first high ticket investment in 2019, and it was an e-commerce mastermind. And I was so happy. Like, once I invested money in it, I was so happy. And I was like, now there's no way we won't be able to make the money. I had no idea the mountain but I had no idea the mountain that was ahead of me. Like, I was so excited. I've invested this money, I've borrowed this money, and I was like, I'm gonna make it work. But I had no idea what was coming next. And this is something I want to say to everyone, because people, when they are starting their online business, they are even scared to like invest $10. But what happened to me next, I think it's a testimony to my journey and how committed I was to building my business. So 1 week later, the internet in my hometown was suspended indefinitely. If you don't know, I come from Kashmir, and it's a conflict ridden place, and something like internet getting suspended here is not a big deal. Okay? And something happened that year. I don't want to go into details of it because this is a business presentation. But that year, the government decided to indefinitely cut the internet from the valley, from my place. And I was so helpless because I had invested so much in a mastermind that was there for 5 to 6 months. And I was like, oh my God, how can I miss that? How can I miss getting educated? I've just spent so much money. I was so helpless. I didn't know what to do against all odds. And with whatever was left in my account, I relocated to Mumbai, another city in India, and I crashed into my friend's place because I could not afford the accommodation on my own. And the reason I moved to different city was just to access the internet, was just to build my brand, because I was so committed. Like, I didn't want to feel stuck in my hometown doing nothing and just waking up every day and not doing anything, not even having a job. So that's like, I was really committed. And even after struggling so much, like going to another city, keeping the boat floating, I realized, like, it took me going to another city and realizing it there that e-commerce was not for me. Like, it had so many moving parts for a beginner. And honestly speaking, like, you had to create products and ads and visuals and stores. It was too much for a beginner, and I didn't even have money to run ads and test them, right? There is a mindset when it comes to running ads. You have to keep a part of money to just test it and not even expect anything to come out of your first ad. That was the darkest phase I've ever been in. I didn't know what I was doing in my life. I felt deeply ashamed and humiliated because I was working tirelessly for years and I felt like I could see no light at the end of the tunnel. My friends were progressing in life, they were qualifying big exams, they were getting high paying jobs, and I had nothing to show for myself, really. And I felt like a failure and I was so close to quitting. So here comes 2020, 2017 to 2020, guys. And you know, and when I wrote this line, I actually meant it, that thin line between sinking and keeping afloat, because I had lost all hopes. But it was exactly that time, the mentor of the mastermind who was hosting e-commerce mastermind, Sebastian Gomez, he talked about a business model he was using when he was starting out. He said to build his e-commerce business, he started building his personal brand on Facebook with free traffic, and he was selling digital products at the time. And he was just giving that model for, wow, I don't have to run ads, I don't have to do all the complicated stuff. And when I kind of understood that this, I won't say easier, this felt easier, but it felt simple to me. And I was like, I'm going to build my personal brand on Facebook. I'm going to learn free traffic and I'm going to sell the hell out of high ticket digital products. I made a promise to myself. It just felt like that ray of hope. It just felt like that light. I would wake up every single day and learn and execute the skills of marketing and selling. This was really my last shot. I knew that I would really make, I knew to actually make this work, this model, I needed assistance, support, I needed someone to guide me by the hand, I needed accountability, I needed a network of best people in the industry, I needed that system. And for that I needed another investment, if I had to do it properly. And at that time I was so heartbroken, because if you could actually walk in my shoes and understand how impossible it was for me at that time, where I just had barely any money, or like really small amount of money. I had nothing to show up for myself, and I was like, how can I get one more investment? Like, everybody is going to make fun of me because I've had no results. 3 years lost and a lot of money lost. And but I just knew I had to make it work. I had no other options. So I took a lot of uncomfortable actions. I said, I'm an entrepreneur, I have to be resourceful. I had come this close. And at that time, I just asked my friend, you know, literally ripped my skin off in the game to find the resources, because I felt my dream was really bigger than my limitations, because I did have a lot of limiting beliefs in that moment. And I knew if I would start listening to those limiting beliefs, I would not reach anywhere. I might lose another year. And when I asked my friend, she said she believed in me. And that mastermind was a very pivotal moment in my life and my business. It changed everything for me. I got my first sale in that mastermind. I got my first 1K day. And I can't even tell you when I got my first 1K day. It was like a big rainbow after a huge storm. I couldn't even believe it that I had reached this far. So yeah, that was really like, I don't think any um thing has been as important to me as getting my first sale and first 1K day, because it made me feel like, okay, I've made this happen. I've made this happen, and now I know how to do this. That validation, that not just validation, like evidence that yes, this works. So 2021, this is 2020, and then in 2021 my personal brand became stronger, my community became stronger, many coaches wanted to work with me directly, my business started generating consistent 1K months. My biggest win was in November of 2021, when you know I hit my first 5K, teaching coaches how they could sell their expertise to high paying clients on Facebook without running ads or having a huge following online. So that's what I did in 2021. I was over the moon. I was over the place that I come from. In 2021, I made more money than people from my batch doing corporate jobs. So that was completely insane. 2022 was hands down my best year in business. In September of 2022, I hit my first 10K month. Even my one of my coaches gave me a shout out. And this is the Stripe screenshot. I collected 8.6 USD in cash. I had closed $10,000, which was huge for me, and that year I collected 30K dollars in cash with my personal brand alone, and helped over dozens of clients to start their business from scratch. I was like over the moon, because even 30K for a 27-year-old in India, who is not working in corporate and not getting, like, being controlled by bosses and 14-hour uh, day work, and just building a business on my pace. I'm not saying I didn't have to work hard, I had to work extremely hard, but I would rather do this than be in another city. Like, I lived in Goa or Kashmir. These are the best places, when it comes to nature. I would rather work at my own pace than just work in corporate. Like, I'm not a corporate girl. You know what I mean? So I was just over the moon. And in 2023 324, I've been working from the beach most of the time. Sometimes I come to my hometown. I have freedom of location, control over my time and my life, and I've worked with the best clients, and I've scaled their results. Like, I've scaled over 100K in clients results, and without really following hustle culture. And I don't believe in hustle culture anymore. I feel like it is done to death, which doesn't mean that I don't believe in putting in the work, but I feel like putting in the work, taking that inspired action with peace in your heart, and serving clients with ease, and also creating space in your life. So that's been my focus for 2023, 2024. I've helped so many clients get the exact results that I got through the exact steps that I took in my business. And it's so strange, like, what felt so impossible for me for all those years, I was able to just translate into the journey of my clients for so long. But I'm so happy with myself that I never made excuses. I always showed up. I always showed up sincerely. And for me, this journey of building a business has been pure passion. And honestly, if I had access to this system that I'm going to show you in this video in 2017, I would have been a millionaire by now. And I'm not even joking. It took me so much time and tons of costly mistakes to reach where I am today. And I'm so passionate about sharing all of it with you if you have the same goals as I did. And I know it's an unfair advantage, really, but I want you to consider yourself lucky because it's life changing information. And this information has changed a lot of lives, the lives of my clients. And I would be happy to share some of the results with you, some of the results I'm really proud of, you know, that I've collected in the last couple of years. So I'm going to share some case studies with you that I like, and show you that the relationship model that I'm going to share with you, how it has changed lives. And these are my favorite ones, and I'm going to share it with you. So here, the first one is Rohan, and Rohan is a manifestation coach. Why I want to put a manifestation coach here? Because oftentimes people think that, oh, only business coaches can make money, and people who are talking about spiritual and manifestation things, they can't hit these marks. Like, there's some limiting belief. And I've seen a lot of people, if they come as manifestation coaches or something else, they end up transitioning to business coaching and stuff like that. But that's not true. If you're good at something, you can absolutely sell it. For example, Rohan was one of my first 10K month case study. And when he came to me, before, he was helping so many people, and he was just charging them like 100 or $200 per client. And when he came to me, his main issue was he didn't know how to craft an offer, right? He didn't know how to charge high ticket. He didn't know how to charge 2 to 4K per client. Okay. And there were a lot of inconsistencies in his system. When he started to work with me, we started around November, and in January he had already hit 18K. In January he even surpassed my results, and he hit his 18K month mark in January and collected 14K in cash, 14K USD. That's insane. Insane amount of money in 1 month, right? So this is what we did together. And the reason I really like this case study is because it's not even about business coaching. Like, this stuff is like, really, some people think it's really woo woo, but it doesn't matter. If you are in manifestation, spiritual, health, relationship, everything works. And this is one of the testimonies in my ecosystem. Like, Rohan, literally, like, we barely worked for 2.5 months, and he achieved this result with me. So um, apart from Rohan, one of the case studies that I love is Ashwin's case study. And what does he do? He is an expert of high ticket offers and closing. And when he like started with me, he was still in his corporate job. He was still in his night corporate job. And he just didn't know if he would be able to start an online business from scratch, and he wanted to. And but he had watched so many courses, he was confused, and he was like, can I do this, Merush? Can I really do this? I remember when we started, within 1 month he got his first sale. And then he got distracted a bit, I won't lie. But then, because it was Diwali and he was over the moon that he got evidence that this works. And then he was like, okay, Merush, I'm ready to start again. And in 3 to 4 months, in March of last year, he hit his 12K mark. And in August of last year, he hit his 10K per month mark. And by the end of last year, he had already closed over $40,000. Closed, cash collected, $40,000. That's insane. And he bought his first apartment in September of last year. So can you imagine how, like, he absolutely changed his life in 1 year? I remember he started working with me around September of 2022, and by September of 2023, his life had absolutely changed. That's why I love his story. If you want, you can check him on Facebook. He's an amazing person. He is so good with his skills by now. If I don't have capacity to work with someone, he's a business coach I would recommend and trust someone with. He's so good. So, but what's amazing is that how he actually changed his life within 1 year, right? So he's also one of my favorite case studies, right? After that, we have Abdul Khan. Abdul Khan is a personal branding coach. When he started speaking with me initially, he said he had wanted to be a coach with since 2008, but didn't find the right path and support, right? Since 2008. So, about how many years had 16, 17 years had passed. And after working with me, he successfully established his personal brand online as a father of three children. He started closing sales, 3K sales, 4K sales easily. And he's been one of the guys I'm extremely proud of. And this is not his only business, he has other businesses as well, but this is, since he's passionate about being a coach, this is a business he runs on the side, right? Okay, moving on from Abdul to Wajiha. Is okay, next one is Wajiha. When she joined me, she was really frustrated with the group coaching, and she had invested high ticket in group coaches, and really good coaches. And but she's a mother of six kids, so she can't just sit in a group coaching and wait for 3 hours to get her questions answered. So for her, the priority was personal attention, because she was like, I can't just stay in a group and wait for hours and hours for my question to get answered. And she was looking for personal attention, and that's what she got from me. And in her first week itself, she closed her $1,000 client with me, and I was so proud of herself. And she's like, I love how you do business, Mehrush. There's so much ease, and I love how you don't promote hustle culture, because if you were like that, I would have never been able to work with you. Does that make sense? So, you know she like there are all kinds of people who are building a business. It's not important for everyone to get 10K per month, but for someone like Wajiha, even getting 2K consistently for her business means a lot, because she wants to give time to her family as well, right? So I'm really proud of Wajiha and how she's really helping people with her skill. And she is someone who is an expert in, people. Uh, if someone has a parent or a husband with narcissistic tendencies, she basically coaches them on how to um, lead a better life. So I'm really proud of Wajiha and the work she's doing. I'm really proud of people like Abdul and Ashwin and Rohan and the work they are doing. And I'm so proud that I've been a vehicle who have kind of put their work out and given them clients. And these are the kind of people I work with. This is my the fifth example is actually my friend Mavis. She's one of my best friends, and she used to post a lot on profile, and I was like, hey, give me an honest review of how many paying clients do you get. And when she showed me that number, I was like, hey, you know what, we should work together. I guarantee you that your content is gonna get you more inquiries, hence more paying clients. And then I was like, but I'm gonna charge you high ticket. And she was like, okay, all right, let's do it. And after we did it, I remember we did a series of 10 posts, and her engagement just went crazy. This is a screenshot of her Instagram. Her engagement just went crazy because we incorporated some basics of content marketing, like the right content marketing that gets you the clients. We incorporated that in her content. And then after that, what happened is, um, it just went crazy. And she said after working with me, her clients started, okay, I have to tell you, she basically sells wedding dresses, or she stitches wedding dresses for the brides. Okay, so it's high end clientele. Okay, but she had potential of charging more, and she had potential of getting more inquiries. And once we started working together, she started getting more inquiries, and she said she easily got clients who paid her $1,000 upfront, after doing the content strategy with me. But The problem is, what happened is, and it's a good problem, you know, when she started doing this, she increased her monthly revenue by 2K, but she was like, I can't go beyond this because I actually don't have a team in the back end who can fulfill so much, because it also requires stitching and all of that. So it's crazy that although she already had a lot of Instagram following, but doing the right content strategy with her got her more inquiries. So it's not just about the number of followers, it's also about doing things right. Okay, so these are my case studies, and also showing um, my testimony with building an online business. How my life has been after 2020. When my business took off in 2020, I had this dream of moving to Goa and living my life there from beach. You know how I used to see my mentor working from a beach, and it used to inspire me, and I used to dream about working from a beach, living my life, focusing on my body, my spirituality, and all those things. And for the last 3 years, I've been living in Goa, and this is my vision. Like this, honestly, this is what my vision board looked like, but these are actual pictures from me living there. um, this is me at the beach one sunset, this is my laptop, sunset again, going out for coffee. I learned, this is my swimming group, and this is my swimming coach Bart. I learned swimming in Goa at the age of 28. um, this is what my life has been life like, and I'm so grateful that my business made it possible for me. So so yeah, just showing you a glimpse. Like nothing is perfect, but if you are persistent, consistent, if you believe in yourself, and if you show up for yourself at your own pace, you definitely do things that you are dreaming of right now. All right. So, having said that, I want to cover a couple of concepts, and then show you the relationship model directly. Okay, now coming to the technical side of things, I've shared with you my story, my client results, my own life. I've shared all of that with you. Now, coming to the technical side of things, I want to show you what technically works for a business when you are starting out. And I call it that you need to build a business from inside out rather than outside in. Okay, that's very, very important. So, I've built a couple of diagrams. Maybe they appear a little bit funny, but I am sure that it drives the point home. Okay, so when you are building a business, you are starting out, and let's say you are a coach, consultant, service provider, someone trying to monetize their expertise. um, and like this is you. Okay, this is you, and you're like, I want to start a business, but like you have nothing in place, right? This is you. So what is it you have to do step by step, layer by layer, in order to hit your 10K, your first 10K mark? So the first thing that you need to do is start. This is you in the beginning, and then the first step is choosing a platform, building a personal brand, sharing free value, sharing your stories, sharing free value, building a personal brand. Okay, so this kind of is the first layer. And when you are doing that and people are interacting with you, comes the second layer, where you actually get testimonials, where people are saying nice things about you, people are saying that you are good at what you do, so on and so forth. So you get noticed for your skill, right? So it starts from you. You start sharing your ideas by choosing a platform. You start building your personal brand, you start giving free value, and you start giving free value in the form of content or talking to people, and then you get their testimonial, and you start marketing your testimonials. When you do this step right, posting content, getting feedback from clients, posting better content, getting testimonials, this process takes you to your first client. which can be $1,000, $2,500, something like that. This is the exact step by step process which gives you first client. And believe it or not, the biggest win in the online business journey is not 10K, 10K month, but it's actually getting your first client, because it kind of gives you the evidence that it works, it inspires you, it motivates you. Otherwise, one is just doing a bunch of stuff with no revenue. Business is not just being creative, business is getting creative to make more money. So if you're not making money, and you're just doing a bunch of work and not making money, it doesn't make any sense, right? So this first client is an evidence, and it really changes something in your body chemistry. I'm not even joking. Because when you get this first client, you are like, okay, I got this evidence that I got my first client. Now I can get 4 to 5 clients like this by following the same process. And when you get 4 to 5 clients, you kind of hit something between 10K to 15K in total mark. And that's exactly how you do it. And then you kind of use the same principles and do it in a shorter period of time to hit your 10K month. So, this is the spiral of actual progress, building a business from inside out. This is how I've built my business. This is how I help my clients build their business. But there is another spiral that I want to show you, which I feel like is the spiral of reaching nowhere. Okay, so if you compare these spirals, this is spiral of actual progress, and this is the spiral of reaching nowhere. And I call it the spiral of reaching nowhere versus the spiral of actual progress. Okay, so I see a lot of people who will not work from inside to outside, but they will work from outside to inside. They'll be making funnels, paid ads, being on a lot of platforms, and they're not building business step by step, right? When you're starting building a business from here organically, you're building it step by step. You're like literally learning everything step by step. You're stacking skills step by step. You don't know anything in the beginning. You start content slowly, you start content marketing, you start value marketing, you start talking to clients, you get testimonials, you are getting those clients. It's making your marketing even better. But here, you're just desperately trying to get rich. Okay, I have this funnel, it's gonna magically get me people. I've paid ads, it's magically going to make money for me. So, these are the things I really encourage you to eliminate, because if you eliminate and you actually focus on building blocks of business, you're gonna be at a much better place. Okay, so again, recording courses, things that will not, um, let me put it here. So I feel like these are the myths of building a business, that people get rich by recording courses, trying to break in from the outside, or people get rich by running ads, or by rich by funnels, or being in 50 different groups. Or I also see that some people are like, oh, you need to comment on 40 posts a day for you to get noticed, or you need to be in 50 different groups on Facebook to get noticed. That's how you make money. The truth is that that's not what you need to do. You just need to be very, very, very sincere in following this process and becoming a person of value to your community, and building relationships. And only when you build those relationships do you actually get money. And that's where this industry is going, and that's why it's an ideal model. And I call it the stupid simple relationship model. Okay, finally coming to the stupid simple relationship model, which is actually the secret of, which is the actual secret I'm sharing today with all of you, because this has been the model which has actually helped my business grow. And I've used this with my clients who have gotten amazing results. I always tell this: anyone who has not gotten results is because they have not fully implemented this stupid simple relationship model, because it's so powerful. And honestly, this is where the industry is going towards. And this is the ideal model, because people are tired of implementing so much and not reaching anywhere. This is a simple model which really works, not just in online business, really even in the offline business, if you really go deep into it. But I'm not going to confuse you today. I'm just going to tell you that no matter which platform you're using, you can use this model. For me, I've used Facebook specifically, but with a couple of clients, I've use this model on Instagram and Twitter also. So this model works on any platform, 100%. It works for coaches, consultants, service providers, personal brands, people who want to sell high ticket through personal brand. This works for all of them. Okay, so I'm just gonna take you through it. There is center, there's left side, and there is right side. I'm just gonna take you through it. So everything starts from your own profile. Everything starts from the space you're given on a social media platform, which can be your Facebook profile. Okay, and Facebook profile, Instagram profile, or Twitter profile, whatever it is. It's your space. It's you have taken this up. It's your house. Just imagine if you were given a physical store to start a business, you would think about how to design it, who would be an interior designer, what kind of feeling would you give it, right? What kind of feeling, what kind of audience would you attract? Would you attract regular people? Would you attract luxury market? You would think about all those things. And when you are building your Facebook profile, that's exactly what you have to do. You have to say that, hey, I'm the host, and I want to understand who I am, and who do I want to welcome in my space, right? That is the main goal. If I'm a fitness coach and I'm passionate about helping women in their late 20s and early 30s lose weight, then that's what the space is about, right? And if I'm a relationship coach who is helping, let's say, divorced people find partners again, then that's the space about. Okay, so you really have to decorate the space according to your theme and your life. That's very, very important, and you have to put efforts into it. And how do we do that? We do it through the process of skilled content. It's very important to put skilled content out there, so that people really get what you're about. I see a lot of people just randomly posting content, and then wondering why they are not getting sales, or why they don't have a strong community which they can monetize quickly, or what's going on. It's because the content is not skilled. You are not presenting yourself in a way where people trust you, like you, want to know from you, want to buy from you. There are 3 to 4 steps that are actually involved when you build that Facebook profile. So, of course, I can't go into skilled content in this part, but it basically, I'll just give you a gist. It comprises of your story, the value you are giving, and actually knowing how to write content that sells. Okay, so this is the center of everything. This is what we build everything on. Your Facebook profile, Instagram, basically the way you put skilled content, it's the same across excuse me, every platform. The only difference is, maybe there will be a difference of style on Instagram and difference of style on Facebook, but the method remains the same. Even if someone is writing content or someone is recording content, what's the content in itself, what do you have to say, that remains the same throughout. It doesn't matter which platform, even if the medium changes. Okay, so you are the host, you have to be really excited to make your place calm and nice, right? And once it's ready, what I do is I go to Facebook groups. Okay, so Facebook has thousands and thousands and thousands of groups on every topic, right? On literally every topic, you go to these Facebook groups. You What you have to do is, like, what you have to do in these groups. I know a lot of people go into Facebook groups, they're posting value posts, they're posting random posts, but they are not getting engagement. Okay, they are not getting leads. What I do in Facebook groups is I follow a couple of rules wherein I, instead of bombarding people with just random value content and posts, I actually sit down and understand the psychology of the group. I call that group psychology analysis. And I sit down and I try to understand how can I be a valuable member of this community where I'm fun and nice and people really look forward to be friends with me. Okay? It's very simple. Imagine, sometimes, let's say let's say you go to a church or a mosque or a volunteer group, it doesn't matter where. If you are a kind helpful person who knows how to talk to people nicely, how to greet them nicely, how to be helpful to them, everybody remembers you, everybody remembers who you are, everybody talks about how nice you are. That's exactly what I kind of do in Facebook groups. I don't try to just post. It's not about posting, but it's about being the person who is so helpful, so valuable, takes pains to know other people, and is contributing to the group. Okay, and that is when I get more and more data from the groups. What I do is I use that data and create more viral posts in the Facebook group. And when I create those viral posts, one of the two things happen: people notice me, and humans are nosy by nature. They see who this person is, they start adding me. Or, I see people who have interacted with me and I start adding them. And that's how you build stronger relationships in the group, because it's not just about getting leads. Remember, this is a relationship model, and it's actually about building a relationship in the Facebook group on your Facebook profile. Okay, and when these leads land on your Facebook profile and you have decorated your house so nicely, you are so warm, everything is in order, that when they actually sit with you, no matter if you're doing a post or an event or something else, they feel at home. They feel valued. They feel like, wow, you're doing an incredible job. They feel connected to you. They feel you understand them. And that's exactly what makes them reach out to you here in DMs on the right hand side, where people are like, hey, Merush, I loved your live. I loved what you were saying about building a brand. I loved what you were saying about losing fat. I loved what you were saying about building, having a healthy marriage. And this is your goal. You have to get people from here, entertain them here, and make them talk to you. And whenever I do a good job on my profile and in my group, I get those DMs. I'm like, hey, I'm so happy that my content helped you. I'm so happy you're enjoying my house, you're enjoying my content. And what then I ask a couple of questions. What are you doing at the moment? Let's say they are saying, I'm working on my content. Hey, why don't we get on a call? Maybe I'll have a couple of tips for you. That's exactly how I pitch call over here. I see a lot of people talking about crazy strategies to book a call, use this script, use that script. At the end of the day, it's not like, what's a script? What's a good script? Think about it. A good script is basically something where other person feels appreciated, valued, and they feel like you are a nice person and you can help them. If you don't have these things in place, no robotic script is going to help you, right? That's the most important thing. And when you build trust throughout, from these Facebook groups to DMs to calls, where you actually get them on a call, where you actually build relationship in the DM, and you are like, hey, let me help you, you get those calls, and then you actually build deeper relationship with them on calls. You give, whenever I'm on a call, I just give someone a couple of tips and trying to understand what they are doing, genuinely building a rapport with them. Of course, there are a couple of things I do which kind of triggers the sale in the call, and that's a long topic, I won't go into it. But the process is basically simple. You have to build relationship. And what happens often at the end of the call, where I have built a solid relationship with the person, they are like, hey, you sound genuine, you sound very knowledgeable about this topic. like how do you work with clients. And that is exactly you know like when I send them a high ticket offer. And the logic behind high ticket offer is simple. I give them the solution that no one has even presented to them before, right? Like I was talking about at the beginning of the presentation. When you actually go into DMs, build relationship with them, take their call, and actually understand why they were not able to reach their goal, right? That is exactly when you can craft an offer for them. You can give them help that no one else has given them before. That's actually where you win. It doesn't matter if you're building a funnel, or if you are a health coach or a business coach. If you're building a funnel, someone's funnel has not worked, you understand why did it not work. What can you do to make their experience so good? Because it's not just about designing a funnel, it's making sure that it gets integrated in their business so well that it gives them the result. So when you start identifying those gaps by building relationships, it's very easy to sign up your first 4 clients. It's not hard, because you actually see the gaps. You actually see what they did not get before they were talking to you. And that's exactly when I send them my document in the form of Google document. I outline everything that they actually do not have, and I show them the picture of how we can do it together. And sometimes people are like very happy and they're like, I want to work with you. Sometimes like they ghost you, they don't get back to you and stuff like that. And that's exactly where I do skilled follow-ups. Today morning I was talking to one of my clients who had not updated me for a month, and I was like, hey, tell me one thing. What happened to the client you were about to sign up? And he's like, oh Merush, the client is not responding to my follow-ups. And when I looked at the follow-ups, I was like, this is really bad follow-up. This is a bad follow-up. You need to consult with me when you are sending a follow up, because you have, it's not about sending a follow up, it's about sending a skilled follow up which opens up a person. Because most of the times when you send your document offer to someone, what happens is that maybe they feel the pressure of buying from you, or maybe they don't have the money at the moment, or they feel embarrassed they don't have the money but they want to work with you. So at that time, you have to be skilled enough to open them up to the opportunity. This is exactly where most of the people lose it. Maybe they do the process till here, but then they don't know how to not make their clients awkward, not um, like how to open them up rather than close them and drive them off. So I cannot even tell you how much important one liner skill follow up also is. And then when you do those skilled follow ups, you actually get on a call and close the clients. So this is a very based process. It's not about that script, that one offer that I've written, you just copy paste it, this follow up that you can copy paste. It's not about that. It's just understanding your unique relationship with that person, and understanding that unique relationship with that person you are selling to is the easiest way to get sales, and understanding them in depth is easiest way to get to your $1,000 to $3,000 sale per client in the beginning. And doing that 4 to 5 times actually takes you to your $10,000 to $15,000 in total mark in the beginning, right? And when you have the right side in order, what happens is you actually close clients, you give them a good service, you get good client results, you leverage that, it goes back into the leads and it feeds back into your marketing. And when you build good relationships, you have good client results, you have clients who give you amazing testimonials, and you kind of leverage that. Does that make sense? So, this is the stupid simple relationship model. Some people are just doing content, they have no idea about DMs. Or some people are saying, hey, you need to do 30 DMs, you need to do 40 DMs. But nobody is talking about how to do DMs. You need to book 100 calls, but nobody is talking about how to book those calls. People are talking about high ticket offer, but nobody is talking about how to create that high ticket offer. People are talking about follow ups, but nobody is talking about how to do that follow up, right? So this is important, understanding how to do it, and with how much in depth you need to do it, it's important, right? So this is what I teach. Even if one single piece is missing from this relationship model, it will not work. If you're not doing DMs the right way, it will not work. If you're not doing calls the right way, it will not work. If you don't have follow ups, if you have no knowledge about follow ups, it's not going to work. If you don't know how to close a client, no matter how hard you're working in the front end, it's not going to work. So the goal is to get as efficient as possible with this stupid simple relationship model. And this is exactly what I do with my clients. I help them implement this model, right? I help them implement this model, and I help them stack all the skills that are used in this model, be it content, be it DMs, be it calls, be it high ticket offer, be it skilled follow ups, or client results. I show them how they can do it very, very effectively, because I have done this dozens and dozens of times with different businesses. With my business, I know how to do it, because I've done it so many times, right? So yeah, that's it about this model. And um this is really simple model. Just a second. This is a very simple model as opposed to aggressive overhyped marketing models which are rampant on the internet. Okay. And like, which makes you just work and work and work, and you don't see any results. And I feel, why I feel this is the only way for your first 15K or even your 10K per month. I want to write 10K to 15K over here, because it's just about signing 4 to 5 clients, right? And the price point, selling them between 1 to 3K. So so, like, this relationship model is like literally the magic bottle. If you feel like you want to make 100K by moving from outside in, the diagram I showed you over here, in this one, um and skipping your first 10K or 10K month, like, I'm telling you, go ahead, because you will waste your time. Because when you're hitting your 10K or 10K month, you're not just hitting 10K 10K month, you're also kind of working on the skills that help you get to these marks and build business on top of that. Does it make sense? So it's very important. Without knowing these skills, you will not hit 10K, not 10K mark. Okay, once you have hit 10K, you basically take these skills and implement it in a shorter period of time to get to your first 10K mark. Without knowing the basics of how to hit your 10K to 15K, there's no way you're even going to hit 10K mark, 10K month mark, or 100K. It's not possible. And if you feel like you can skip the basic learning blocks of building a business just by buying some magical automated system, you can go ahead and try it. I've seen so many clients waste their money, waste their time, because they feel it's gonna be easy. And honestly, everybody wants easy. But sometimes, especially in the beginning of the business, you have to put in efforts. So, from my experience, I can tell you that I wasted a lot of time trying to, get the magical automated system, which didn't work for me. I practically lost a lot of money, um, uh, you know, and I lost business to someone who had a basic system when I was starting out. While I was trying to, like, sometimes chase the next automated system, I think I could have made so much progress early on in my personal brand. But it happens to everyone. We get that shiny object syndrome, and we feel like, okay, if we are going to promote that next automated system, we are going to make a lot of money. The only way. So having said that, I would just want to say that I wanted to highlight these points at the end of the presentation so that uh, I could make you aware from my experiences, and so that you could know what to, like, if there's something you could take from my journey, is that, like, not to do these things, but actually focus on something that matters. Okay. Having said that, this is what the relationship model is. And if you think this model is going to be helpful to you, and if you feel like you can implement it better with me, I want to tell you about my membership, which I'm really, really proud of. Because last year, a lot of people came to me who were like, Merush, I want you to help me with my business, but you charge so much, we can't afford it. Okay, I think I've put my thoughts better on paper, so I'm just gonna read it from here. So I call it 1 year membership with Merush, which is my access to everything that I've used with my elite one to one clients to establish and grow their coaching consulting business, with the exact system, frameworks, and strategies to scale their businesses to their first 5K, 10K, and even 10K marks. Okay, so this is like what my membership is about and what results it's promising. And you know um, So I want to read through this document to tell you more about it. And like I was saying, last year I spoke to so many good people who wanted to work with me and had tremendous potential to grow their business. Someone like you probably who is watching this video, but many couldn't go ahead because my services were only high ticket, starting from 4K. When I took my break this time, I wanted to understand what can I do to serve my community even more so that more inspired individuals are able to move forward in a systematic way. Okay, for the ones who like self-paced learning and want to learn everything I did to hit my first 10K in total mark from scratch as a new face in the industry. My intention starting this has been to make the knowledge and tested strategies that have particularly helped me as a beginner and my clients. I want to make it more accessible. Okay. And who does my membership help the most? It helps coaches or service providers who are charging 50 to $100 per client, who do not know how to find the premium clients and are exhausted trying to get their business off ground. Okay, it's also for people who are posting content for months and years and not making any money. Okay, or it's for someone aspiring coaches who have a passion or skill hobby, but they don't know how to structure, package, and present their knowledge in a form of a sellable product where they're getting paid at least 1K to 2K for their expertise in the beginning. Okay, and I teach all of this without having a huge following online or spending money on techie stuff such as paid ads, without fancy websites, funnels, email marketing, YouTube videos, or using 10 different platforms, and instead build a solid cash flow along the way with the simplest system, right? So this is like, if this sounds for you, like, keep following me. Okay, if you fit one of those buckets, and you're also long term brand and reputation focused, you care about your client's success above everything else, you are fast acting and you implement quickly, you're coachable, you have a sense of humor and aren't super sensitive and can take hard advice, you can work well with others, plus contribute to mastermind, because there are other people in the group and we want good energy coming into the space. You're not looking for a magic pill to get rich quick. You don't complain or moan because, hey, let's do the work. Let's figure it out. If there are issues, let's troubleshoot like adults. And there has to be love and respect for your higher self. Um, you know, and you want to be, of course, it's about making a bunch of money, which is important, but also about contributing to others lives individually and have a ton of fun along the way. Okay, so if this sounds like you, because I'm very picky about who I want to let in, that's why I actually put these points down. If this is someone like you, then definitely get in touch with me. Now, I want to quickly tell you how this plan is going to benefit you. I'm going to give you a full year membership access where you have everything step by step that I use with my clients day in and day out in coaching business. A system which is responsible for generating over 100K in clients results in 23-24 as solopreneurs. All my clients are solopreneurs. Okay, but you can self pace your journey. This membership has all that information. It's just that it's a self paced membership. I'll give you broken down distilled information that you won't find anywhere, which got my clients, high ticket clients for their coaching in different niches. Okay, so I'm going to share all of that with you. Okay, I'm going to share all the secrets with you. I'll also be answering your questions within a closed community so that you can ask questions specific to the problem that you're facing at the moment and implement with me as you go from one step to another. Okay, and I'm also going to share case studies of my clients who are normal individuals like you and who have landed 1K to even 5K, 1K, 2K, and even 5K per client, and even hit their first 10K mark and even 10K month mark. I'm going to share everything they did step by step and even get them on board so that they are sharing their experiences with you. Right? To sweeten this deal for you inside the membership, I have added three deliverables as insane bonuses for no extra charge. Where I'm gonna give you attention is money secrets to beat Facebook algorithm when others are struggling for organic reach. If you know me or any of my clients, you see that their Facebook engagement is always skyrocketing. I'm gonna give you all the secrets for free. I'm going to give you my unique story post strategy, which was responsible for generating 92% of my sales and 100% of my client sales, in the last couple of years. I'm going to give you high end psychological messenger and communication training, where you will learn how to talk and communicate with people on messenger without sounding salesy or pushy or spammy, so that they actively respond to your messages, so that you wake up to people responding to your messages and showing up on calls. Okay, I'm gonna also teach you successful Grand Slam offer creation, where you will learn how to create your own Grand Slam offers for your service or your product to easily sell your any high ticket service package and create a positive buzz every month so that your audience takes notice of you and buys from you. Right? Okay, so you can see the value of everything is like so much. 12,448 if you combine the value of everything. Guys, you have no idea how many coaches I've gone to and how much money I have put in to learn these skills. But you get all these bonuses for free. If we talk about marketing, attention, telling the right story, how to talk in DMs, how to create offers. These are exactly the things that make you money. And not only that, not only these bonuses, if you don't land even a single $1,000 client in entire year, I'll upgrade you inside my paid group coaching program, which is for $4,000, free of charge, provided you would have taken the actions that will be shared through community access. That is how confident I am about this membership. And also, I want to tell you that this place is for action takers only. So please don't join if you're a classic procrastinator. You'll be wasting my time, you'll be wasting your time and everyone else's time who will be committed to your success. And if you really add the total value of these resources, is around 23,991 USD. And I'm not even kidding, because I know the simplicity I have gathered over the years, and with how much ease I help my clients. So I know that its value is even double of it. And if you get it for 697 today, it would be a steal. a complete rip off at this price, if you get it that price. But I want to do you better, because if you're watching this VSL till the end, that you're committed, and you would be my potential case study. And only committed people can do that. Every month I open 3 spots for this, my membership, because technically it's I want to give everyone a good experience, so I don't want just random people joining my membership. That's why it's just for 3 people per month, and it's $365 only for the entire year. That's like $1 a day. Okay. And what I want to say is that right now it's at 365, and with increasing demand, the free fee can go and increase to 497 anytime, which is still a bloody rip off. And but if you really want to grab the spots, because I have a lot of inquiries coming in all the time, but I want to ensure that you are the right fit, and you have everything that I talked about in this video, so that we can actually make a difference and not just talk. There's a lot of difference between just talking and making things work. Okay. So honestly, I'm really reopening this membership after 2 months. I had closed it for 2 months. So if you're really committed to not remaining stuck in the same position that you have been for years, so make sure you send me a DM saying waitlist on Facebook, so that I prioritize you. Okay, I can only prioritize you if I hear from you. So if you send me hashtag waitlist in my DMs, we can have a quick chat to see if we are the right fit, if we have the right expectations with each other. And again, it's only 365 USD only for full year. And yeah, tell me now if I'm not done enough to ensure and support you to get what you deserve. Right? So, insane offer if someone had given it to me when I was starting out, because even I did not have, I could not afford high tickets straight away. I did, but it came after a lot of, pain. So that's why I've done this for people who would benefit from this. So, the conclusion is you can do not do what I'm saying. Okay, don't follow it. Option 2 is actually do something about it. Or if you want to fast track it, you can join my 1 year membership with Mehrush by sending me a DM saying hashtag waitlist, and it's going to change your life. I hope you enjoyed this mini course, this presentation, and who knows, I'll see you as a potential case study inside my membership. Take care. Bye.